Hey guys. All right, I got a lot to touch here. A lot to touch on here. A lot to touch here. Um, I'm shocked that as soon as I submitted these last night, I said, that's a no brainer. Journey's gonna win that in a sweep, and Journey got swept. I'm shocked. I don't really care, but I'm very surprised. Oh my god, I'm surprised none of you guys even know that song is from 83, 84, 1983, 84 Frontier album, which was probably their most popular. I know they had songs before that, like before the whole video stuff was going on. They had a lot of really good songs on the radio in the late 70s, early 80s. But that Frontier album, I mean, I remember getting that when I was 12, 13, however old. Remember those that cassette club that we were always a part of. It seemed like, or one penny shit. That I got Frontiers out of that. I remember listening to that thing all the time, and that's a great song. That's a great song. If you the video, I mean, the video, yeah, it is. It's so bad that it's good. If you listen to that song without the video, oh my god, it's a great song. Again, it's corny. I always say this, but passion, love the passion, and even in the video, there's so much passion in there. I guess I'll get to that. That video, I remember that like from 83, 84. I mean, I'm sure it's not a guess. I watched more TV than you guys, and that video seemed like it was always on MTV. I sure as hell didn't watch it on YouTube in the 80s, and I remember it vividly. Um, yeah, the whole thing with them falling, and you guys all mentioned the awkward scene around the breakfast table. Um, Jim mentioned the guy looked like Eddie Money. Yeah, I remember that guy. I remember that guy being like the pretty boy of the band. Like again, Jason made note to that video when they were in like the stockyard or somewheres. He was always like in love with the camera, and he's always had the collars popping and shit. Um, and how about I don't what the hell he was. Maybe he was the bass player when he flicked the cigarette. Like that shit was funny to me. Like the little things, like he looked like like a dirtier, scummier Brian Adams, and to me, Brian Adams looks dirty and scummy as it is. Yeah, and you guys all made note of that dance. I mean, that dance again. It's so bad that he owned that shit. He thought he was dancing great. And if you think you're dancing great or doing something great and it really sucks, as long as you're buying it or selling it, however you want to say it, I bought it. Like it's so bad. I wanted to see more, but it was great. So that video right there, I thought was going to kill him because there was so much more to it. Jason mentioned the guys falling in the clouds and shit, and like Jay, good point, good catch on you said a fire extinguisher and the clouds. Like, okay, I didn't even get that, but yeah, it was very cheesy, but it was so great, and they all had like big parts in that video. I think that was important for them. Like they were all. I think at one time they were all pretty popular as far as Journey goes. Like you knew who they all were, what instruments they played. So, anyways, let me get how I want to do this. Well, I'll go to the other video, the Paul McCartney video. I discovered about 6 months ago when we were doing this, and I've had it in my pocket for a while. I just was trying to find something to match it up against. That is a great song, and Don, yeah, definitely ride in the car with dad music shit. That's probably considered yacht rock, isn't it? I don't know. Yacht rock is like late 70s easy listening shit. Um, the video. Oh my god, Jay, you're right. Ugly motherfuckers in that video. I mean, they make me look like fucking Rob Lowe. It's terrible. The guy with the eyebrows. I'm so glad you caught that. It was like scary. But you know what? And Jim, that song you said early 80s. That song was 70s. It was recorded in 77, released in 78. I looked it up. Um, I'm sure when they made the video, they didn't think in 2017 people are going to be watching that shit. It just probably just made it just to make it. Or I'm sure, and there's no MTV. So I'm sure they didn't realize how bad it was. Like the '80s was the glamour decade, you know. So that late '70s shit, people were just showed up. This is what I look like. Put me on film. How about the black guys? Like, especially where we are today in this world or this country, so much diversity. It seems like there's an Asian guy. No one mentioned that ugly ass Asian guy. He looked like a little between Eddie Roberts and Fran. And the black guys, like, again, stereotype statement here, but they can dance to anything. Like, who the fuck dances to that song? And the one guy that was like singing it as he went, they were so into that because that was before like I know there was Motown and shit, but you got the guy from the Beatles up there singing, like they feel like they had to be into it, and they were into it. Uh, there's so many things about that video that's great. Just how everybody's just singing or dancing together, all the different nationalities, the little kids. Jim, you mentioned about if he had kids. I don't know. I don't think they're his kids. Um, I don't know. I thought that was like if we were watching that when we were 10 or 12, we probably would have thought the kids were annoying and corny, but now it was kind of a nice add to it. Don and Jason, I think you both mentioned the guy looked like Canadian guy or something, or it wasn't George Harrison. I looked that up too. He's just a no name. He reminded me of some guy from a Renaissance fair or something like that they would wear. But yeah, he was goofy. The whole thing was, and well, I got some notes here. Let me look at this. Don, you mentioned his mouth. I think that's just the way he sings. Um, what else? Jim, I'm very impressed. Like you said, if you listen to that on the radio station, you wouldn't turn it. And Don mentioned this a few weeks ago about 16, 17-year-old Jim watching Duran Duran. 16, 17, 20, Jim would have been pissed if that song was on the radio. You would have turned so fast. I also feel, Jim, like you hated these videos and you were just trying to be polite, but maybe I'm wrong. And I like your quote of "There's a lot of cheese in that." That's fantastic. You ought to own that one. Get some money off that. That's a lot of cheese. Let's see what else, Don. I mean, I haven't made any public comments about this yet, but it's amazing that your car got stolen. I got so much shit on my list of shit in my life. I mean, I'm not even gonna start naming it, but that's something that would happen to me, and it sucks. But I'm so glad it happened to you. Get your fucking car stolen. You live in like fucking the east version of Bel Air. Like that shit doesn't happen, but your fucking car got stolen. If that happened to me, it'd be like fucking Bob. Yeah, fucking car stolen. It was gonna happen. It's Bob. Shit happens to Bob. It's fucking Bob. But you got your car stolen. I mean, seriously, it's terrible. And how is no one looking for it? I know you said it got to be 20 days to report it. Like, how dumb is that? 20 days. It's like, you ain't getting your shit back. I'm just telling you right now. If no one's looking for it, someone's either gone with it or they fucking sold it or sold it for parts. You probably don't want to hear that, but let's see. What else do I got here? Oh, song that you were blasting in your car before? 2 weeks in a row you've done that. Fantastic. Michael Jackson. This is going to be a long ass video. Nobody submits Michael Jackson video because it's unfair. That's why. No one's going to beat that. That's why we don't do that. You said it's funny that you've still seen videos you've never seen to this. There's a guy named Louis C.K. I'm going to make, this is going to be a long ass video. You got to deal with it. Louis C.K. said about porn, and this is the same thing about videos. If they never make another porn ever, our grandkids and their kids and grandkids will still have enough porn to watch. You can go through fucking the anal section, just all the A's, and still be done with that'll take you 6 months. Same thing with these videos. Like, these videos are nonstop. I got so many built up that I wanted to put in. That was hard to narrow down to 2. I don't want to do this. Shit. How did you know about the bass strings? You mentioned bass strings. You didn't count the strings? It's impressive, I guess. I never knew that's how you did that. You mentioned Dad's Friday running around, how you loved it. Jason, I think, hated it. I think Jim and I weren't very involved in that, maybe. And how about the great horn on Don's video? That shit made me laugh out loud. How we just stopped and looked over there. Great General Lee horn. The whole thing with the NFL, I got a lot to say about that shit, but nobody else wants to get into it with me, which, whatever. And you mentioned bowling. Jim bowls on Tuesday nights. I don't bowl anymore. Can't afford it. That's basically the reason why. And Jim also mentioned about the brewery last night. I mean, I'll tell you what, it was perfect. It wasn't crowded. It wasn't too loud. The guy singing was great. The beer, I had 2 beers and I felt like fucking, I was walking out of there like I told Jim, like, Mike Tyson hit me. Yeah, and I did. I mean, fuck it. I drove home. I was down the road, but it was terrible. I was fucking. That beer is like fucking moonshine. All right, Jay. Sorry about your face, man. Hopefully that shit clears up soon. And I could tell you were out of it because there was no ding ding, no ding ding at the beginning, no ding ding, first time ever, and no fart at the end. You also put down Rush. You put Rush versus Wings in your title, and you also mentioned at the end you refer to Journey as Rush. So you really, really, how do you not like Journey? I'm amazed that you like that song. Don't Stop Believing has been so commercialized. I fucking hate that. But there's songs like Love and Touch and Squeezing, and Who's Crying Now. That again, that's before Frontiers. Like that is some good shit. Maybe you're not real familiar with it, but I think Steve Perry, his voice is like top 5 ever. Lou Gramm is up there. I know the Chris Cornell is very highly thought of. There's my rock and roll knowledge, but I'm surprised you hate Journey. You made me laugh when you said coffee saucers. That's fantastic. The clock that you mentioned, I think we had that clock in the kitchen. I could be wrong. The 4:20 mark of your video looked like fucking Scott Smith walking by. I was like, why is he in Vernon? And you mentioned about the Beatles. I think the Beatles are completely overrated. And I never even thought about the name Beatles, how corny it is. Like, I wonder why they named the Beatles. I don't get that either. I got a lot to say about your shit. Hope I don't run out of time. Let's see. Yeah, we mentioned that. I already mentioned that. Oh, the video camera you talked about with the video camera when Jim bought when we were young. I think that was Massive Mount we put on there. And yeah, you look back now at that, it's like, that's kind of hard to watch. And again, the guy that at the beginning of that Paul McCartney video, I thought it looked like Tiny Tim too, the Renaissance guy. I think I've touched on everything. These RORs, they're hard. They're hard for me because I try to touch on everything people said, and I feel like I write it down, and that makes for a shitty video. So, anyways, these 2 songs I love. Again, if you listen to that Journey song without that is like some guy who's just obviously is very torn up about his girlfriend leaving him, and there's just a lot of passion and just a lot of genuine feelings there. So I love that shit. So anyways, I guess that's it. Here we are at 13 and a half minutes. Hope I didn't bore you guys too much. I'm going to try to find somewhere to download this now. Maybe I'll take Jay's advice and go get a coffee. Jay, you going to start drinking some coffee? Just start drinking a little bit. It's good. It's good shit. Relaxes you. All right, I guess that's it, guys. We'll see you next week for